Welcome back to Quick Take Charge. I'm Tim Stenovec in New York. Well, 2020 was a year unlike any other, leaving the question of what's in store for 2021. I mean, hopefully a better year. This is exactly what the latest Bloomberg Businessweek issue explores through the lens of 6 different pillars. And here to discuss the year ahead is editor for Bloomberg Businessweek, Joel Weber, joining us live from Brooklyn. Hey, Joel, it's great to have you on the show. Let's take a look at this cover one more time here, because I always like to start when I speak to you about the cover of the most recent issue. The year ahead. The big question, is 2021 going to be better than 2020?
Yeah, that's right. And so to answer that question, we just wanted to start asking a bunch of questions. And as we started asking them, we started to realize that the themes and the sort of the look and feel lended itself to sort of a tabloid style. And just going through 2020, we wanted to have a little fun to start off 2021. The year ahead is an annual franchise that we always do, and so this was an opportunity for us to be slightly lighthearted and inspired by sort of this tabloid look and feel.
Yeah, it certainly has that tabloid look and feel, like something that you would see in line at the grocery store back when people used to actually spend time in lines in the grocery store.
Yeah, nostalgia, you know. And,
yeah.
And the key thing to know is that there's no real tabloid content in here. It's all for real. And that kind of brings us to the sections, obviously I think the most important thing on everyone's mind is, in our world, is economy and now politics. We're on the other side of the inauguration and really, Biden's big test begins now. And so that starts in our introduction, which is by Peter Coy. And Peter really hits on it, which is like the outlook for economic growth.
Go ahead, Joel.
Vaccinations. How many vaccinations can we see, especially here in the U.S.? Shots in arms, the more of them that happens, will lead to a better economic outlook. So it really comes down to this logistical challenge of getting shots into arms.
What about when it comes to space? I can't help but be attracted to this part of the cover that says Mars, who will get there first? When it comes to the space race, Mars has been a goal of the U.S. and China. How do you dive into that in this issue?
So 2021 is a very interesting year because we're in the midst of a space race with Mars as the real destination. And the U.S. has obviously been there before with rovers. China has made huge advances. So we are basically in this race to Mars between the U.S. and China. And it is sort of a new version of the space race of old. So I think that will be a theme that we'll definitely see more of this year as we start to see those endeavors get closer to touchdown.
The return of big government, that's in there. When I see those words, I also think of big technology and the way that big tech has come under in the crosshairs of Republicans and Democrats. What about technology in 2021? The public hasn't looked away from self-driving cars, even though I'm still driving my own car. Are they going to become center stage finally in 2021?
So Waymo is a really interesting one to watch. It had a quiet success just a couple of months ago in Phoenix, where they've been doing a pilot of basically having self-driving cars get people to the airports. Now, not a whole lot of people going to airports now, so it ended up being a pretty good time to actually unveil that technology. So we think Waymo is definitely sort of a quiet success story. And it will be one that we'll all want to watch because they will have to have more pilots. I think the big tech story that we highlight, and I think we'll see again from the Biden administration, very quickly we'll see what comes to bear there. The question is around antitrust. Is all that conversation so far has really centered on Facebook and Google. The question will be if Apple and Amazon become part of that conversation as well now.
That is the big question. And Joel, I want to end with talking about the 50 companies to watch for. How did you think about deciding on those 50 companies? We only have about 30 seconds left.
Okay, so this is a collaboration we do every year with Bloomberg Intelligence. The team of analysts there basically just start cracking open as much data as they can and pumping it through their spreadsheets. These analysts can't make calls at Bloomberg, so it's a watch list, ones that we think are primed for maybe some breakout moments or maybe more challenges ahead. A couple of things that really stand out to me there. Travel makes a huge impression on the analysts. If 2021 goes well, we could see some companies in that world do well. And then also everything from at home, the hardcore Cisco systems kinds of stuff, down to things that are more fun, like Nintendo's next Switch.
Joel, we unfortunately got to leave it there. Joel Weber is editor for Bloomberg Business Week. Joel, thanks for your time. Check out the issue on newsstands now. That's going to do it for Quick Take this hour. You can check out the latest stories at Bloomberg.com or at Quick Take on social media. I'm Tim Stenivek. We'll see you at noon.